So before we get started, we do have some big data coming out this week. First one right here on Wednesday, we got CPI coming out at 8:30 a.m. And if you think that is it, well, not really, because we do have FOMC on Wednesday as well at 2 p.m. and then the press conference at 2:30, and Jay Powell will come out and speak. And then on top of that, on Thursday, we do have PPI, and that's going to cause lots of volatility here in this market. So you gotta be ready for that, guys. And this video, I'm going to make sure that you guys have all the levels on big mega cap stocks going into next week and into tomorrow's session, Monday. Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where we discuss and do technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to support the channel and get my daily trade ideas, my swing trade ideas, live trading, and all kinds of setups, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it, guys. So I just want to get this out of the way. Nvidia, there is no analysis for Nvidia for tomorrow because this thing will not be trading at 1200. So tomorrow night, we'll do a deep dive in on Nvidia stock. For now, just watch the split happening tomorrow morning and see where things go. And then from there, tomorrow night, I'll be giving you guys a good breakdown on Nvidia stock, where this thing is heading next. On AMD, it's up 0.65%, so AMD got up to almost 170 on Friday, came back, and now trading at 167.87. But look at the dip once again. If you caught this dip at 165, you made money because this thing again holding above 164, went back up, and now pretty much holding above all these moving averages right here. Now, one thing I want to point out, guys, you see this box right here? That is called consolidation inside a box. And this thing just going sideways, going back and forth, and not really breaking down under 162. Also not getting over 173 to 174. So if this thing breaks out to the upside, takes out 174, this high right here, definitely you're going to see this thing going all the way up to easily 184, and then this gap 188. Now going into tomorrow's session, there will be strong support at 164, 161.62, 50-day moving average right here, and below that, bottom of this range, and that's going to be around 160. And if that gives up, then this gap down here, 153.49. So AMD might be another stock that can actually make another big move to the upside. We just need to see if this thing actually breaks out of this range, then play it to the upside. And if this thing breaks down from this range, then play it to the downside, down to this gap, 153.49. On Amazon, stock is down 0.38%, so we saw explosive move to the upside here on Amazon. This breakout took Amazon up to 185 plus, and now we are actually pulling back under 185. Now going into tomorrow's session, there will be strong support, 20-day moving average right here sitting at 183-ish, 182.76. So I would say 183 down to even 181 to 180. These are going to be strong levels of support on Amazon to the downside. As long as I would say 183 to 182 can hold, this thing can push back up to the upside, and we get that breakout over 185. Amazon heading higher, back up to 190 again. So watch out. I mean, Amazon definitely broke out of this downtrend. We actually saw that last week. And now, if things are pulling back just a tiny bit, that is actually an opportunity on Amazon stock to play to the upside, unless this thing breaks under 180. In that case, you're going to see a dump off all the way down to 176.75 and possibly down to even 173. On Google, stock is down 1.35%, so despite the sell-off here on Google stock, it's not filling this gap at 175.19, and that can happen tomorrow morning, guys. So watch out. Google filling this gap, and that should be a strong support at 175 and above this support right here. And this thing gets back up over 176, previous all-time highs. Google heading higher again, back up to 180 plus. Now, Google comes down and takes out after filling this gap 175.19 and does not hold that as a support, you're going to see more dump off on Google stock all the way down to 170, and I don't see Google going below 170 going into tomorrow's session, because look at this Bollinger Band now sitting at almost 170 plus. So this thing, if there is a pullback 170, that's gonna be your final line in the sand for this week, at least for tomorrow. And to the upside, we do have a dip buying opportunity. As long as the support can hold at 175, Google actually can be a dip buy right here and play to the upside all the way back up to 180 and possibly even higher to another fresh new all-time high. On Meta, it's down 0.16%. So just like I called it before, that Bollinger Bands are squeezing, you're going to see a massive move here on Meta. And we already saw that last week. This thing exploded all the way up to almost 503, and now just pulling back and cooling off and holding above 490. Now, as long as Meta can hold 490 going into tomorrow's session, this thing can move back up to the upside. Watch out for a move back up to 500, and above 500, this thing can move even higher back up to 520. Now, we do have some unfinished business down here on Meta. This gap 478.89. So if there is a pullback and Meta breaks under 490, then watch out for the support, this red line, 50 SMA, 480.67, and then this gap just below that, 478.89, and that should be a dip buying opportunity on Meta. As long as the support can hold, you can play to the upside back up to 500 easily on Meta. Now, after coming down here, Meta cannot hold this gap fill reversal as a support 478.89, then watch out for a move down to 470 all the way down to 452. On Microsoft, it was actually flat on Friday, and we have no movement here on Microsoft. This thing was going sideways. Now, what's bullish here on Microsoft, it's actually holding above rising 20-day moving average, and this 20-day moving average now sitting at 422. So as long as we're above 422, Microsoft is looking bullish for a move or at least a retest of this previous all-time high, which is going to be 433.60. But as soon as that breaks, watch out for more continuation up to 434.47, up to even 440. Now, next week, we get some sort of a pullback and this thing breaks under 422, takes out this critical support 420. In that case, you will see a drop down to 416 to 415, 50 SMA, this red line, and just below that we also have strong support at 413 down to this lower Bollinger Band right here, which is sitting near 410, and then this gap all the way down here, which is just under 400, which is going to be a long way down if this thing makes a move down here to close this gap. I mean, this thing went back up to close this gap from right here, guys, 404. And now, yes, that is possible if this thing actually breaks under 420. In that case, there is a possibility with FOMC and CPI, this thing can come back all the way down to this gap, which is just under 400. So watch out. I think there is going to be a big move very soon on Microsoft. Maybe we get that breakout over this previous all-time high and this thing goes even higher, or we come back down, take out 420, and in that case, you're going to see a lot more selling down to this gap under 400. On Apple stock, it's up 1.24%, so Apple again took back that leadership from Nvidia, market cap over $3 trillion, and Nvidia just under $3 trillion, and with a split, it might be going down this week. Now, what's happening on Apple stock, guys? Well, Apple, if you look at my screen on this weekly time frame, I mean, it's been almost a year. Apple trading in this range. The bottom of the range is like 165-ish, and the top is like 199 to 200, right? And now, yes, I know a lot of you guys will say, well, that is actually a triple top. Yes, 1, 2, and this is the third one. So this could be a triple top, but also keep that in mind. Apple breaks out over 200, and I'm not even taking this number exactly. I would say 200 here. Apple takes out 200 and holds 200 for at least 2 weeks. That is going to be a bull breakout to the upside, and in that case, you're going to see a lot more upside on Apple stock, just like you saw on Nvidia stock. So Apple could be the next runner here in this market. can push this market even higher, or we get a rejection from all-time highs again and this thing comes back. Now if that happens, well, there is strong support on this weekly time frame. Look at this blue line sitting at 190, so that should be a strong support on any pullback right here on Apple stock. Now on this daily time frame, what do we got? Well, 5-day moving average, this blue line moved up. Now there will be support at 195, 193, right here 190. Apple breaks under 190, then watch out for a move all the way down here to 184 to 183, down to this lower Bollinger Band. Now as long as Apple can hold 195 going into tomorrow's session, watch out for a move back up to 198 and possibly retesting previous all-time highs just under 200. And like I said, once we get that breakout over 200, Apple can move even higher. Netflix down 1%, and if you look at my screen, it's holding 5-day moving average right here, 641 as a support into closing. So that's going to be a line in the sand for tomorrow. 641 gives up. The next support will be down here, rising 20-day moving average, 635, and then critical support down here at 630, and then 624 to 625, all the way down to 611.67. Red line, 50 SMA, and then 604. Now to the upside, as long as I would say 635 to 641 can hold 5-day moving average, watch out for continuation back up to 664 to 665, and then possibly up to even 700. On Tesla stock is down 0.26%, so Tesla again holding 20 SMA on this daily time frame, 176.51 into closing, and there is no signs of a breakout yet. Now this can change this week on Tesla. We get a breakout, and I'm not even talking about breaking out from this wedge. I need to see Tesla over 183, and if that happens, I mean, look at these two Bollinger Bands right here, guys, squeezing the stock in between and just going sideways. So whatever happens on Tesla next, it could be to the upside or to the downside. It's gonna be big, and I hope it's actually to the upside and we break out of this range. We take out 183 on Tesla, and if that happens, just like on Meta, you're going to see explosive move to the upside, easily up to 200, and then possibly even higher. Now 176 gives up. There will be strong support down here, 50 SMA, this red line, 172, and then right down here, lower Bollinger Band, 169.32, and below all these levels, this thing can dump easily down to 152, and then this gap, 147.26. So that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated going into tomorrow night. And make sure to hit that like button, guys, because it's still not reaching 100 likes on every videos. And I know every time I ask, you guys are delivering that 100 likes, but sometimes when I don't ask and you guys just go through the video, well, it's not happening. So I would really appreciate that 100 likes on this video, and that would just keep me going and putting out more contents for you guys every night.